Have you ever wondered why bread rises, why batteries run out, or how perfumes are made? All these are examples of chemistry in action. And there are a lot of scenarios like that in our day-to-day activities where we get in touch with chemistry. Hello everyone, my name is Abbas Abdurrahman, and on this channel I am going to be your chemistry tutor. I'm going to try as much as possible to explain the concept of chemistry to you, that even if you have no prior knowledge of chemistry, you are going to understand it very, very well. Now, today, we are not going to jump into what is an atom, what is an element, the elements on the periodic table. We are not going to do anything like that. I'm just going to be introducing you to chemistry. Now, what is chemistry? According to textbooks, they may say chemistry is the study of the structure, composition, and properties of matter. Now, what does that mean? Let's take one key point. Matter. We all know what matter is, right? We say matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. With that definition, we can infer that everything is matter. Because, yes, we might have some things that have a small mass, but it still has a very small mass, yes, and it still occupies a very small space. So it is still satisfying the definition of matter. So it can still be classified as matter. For instance, an electron with a very small amount of mass and occupying a tiny amount of space is an example of matter. Also, a truck weighing tons and occupying a good amount of space is also an example of matter. So, chemistry is like the study of everything, because since chemistry is the study of matter and matter is everything, so in chemistry we are trying to study everything, studying their properties, that is the way they behave, their structure, and their composition, what they are made of. So that is exactly what we are going to be doing in chemistry. Now, since chemistry is a branch of science, we can't talk about chemistry without talking about the scientific method. Now, what are the scientific method? Basically, the scientific method is they are the processes that scientists follow in order to solve problems. These scientific methods are the reasons why we have a lot of discoveries and a lot of things. Now, what is this in essence? As a scientist, you must possess one very, very key characteristics, and that is for you to be observant. You have to be aware of your environment. You have to stay alert, be observant, and be inquisitive. You have to ask questions. Why is this? So when you just throw up a pen, you don't just be like, okay, it makes sense for it to come down. You ask yourself, why is this pen coming down? That is the trait of a scientist. And that is why a lot of scientists have made a lot of discoveries. Now, the first step in the scientific method is what? Observation. Observation, you have to be observant, followed by hypothesis. What is hypothesis? After you have made your observation, you have discovered a pattern in which things happen. Let's say, for instance, there are some trees, and one of the tree grows taller than the other on a type of soil, but the others, they don't grow as fast as that particular tree. Let's call that tree A. So you have made an observation. Okay, this tree is growing faster. Then you need an hypothesis. Why is this tree going faster? So you have to make an educated guess, a prediction that can be tested. Okay, it may be what is responsible for the growth of plants. Okay, I think nitrogen is one of the essential nutrients. Maybe this soil has more nitrogen than the rest. So you have made an hypothesis. So don't forget, observation, you have made the observation, followed by the hypothesis. Now, the next step, you have to put this to test. That is when you go into the laboratory. You perform a very small experiment. You see, is the nitrogen actually the reason for the faster growth of that particular tree? So you verify that with the experiment. So now, let's say your result was positive. That is, your hypothesis was right, your guess, your prediction was right. Then that becomes a theory. And then you can now send this out to other scientists for them to actually test this. How can you send it out? You can publish it as a journal, through a lot of publications. And when other scientists see it, they will also further test this your particular discovery. And when they test it, it becomes a law when it has been certified by multiple scientists. Now, that is how a lot of things and a lot of discoveries that you see, that is the process in which they go through. So for you to also become a scientist, you have to be conversant with this particular structure. Now, moving forward, what are the uses of chemistry? Why do we need to learn chemistry? And what has chemistry actually done for our society? A lot of things. Let's start from something. Food. Everybody likes food, or at least survives on food. Now, this particular food, chemistry has taken it to a greater level through through the advent of fertilizers and pesticides, which improves the production of food. So that is one of the advantages of chemistry. Housing. Now we see a lot of high-rise buildings, skyscrapers. All these things are built with materials that can withstand the weight of those gigantic buildings. So without chemistry, this will not be possible. Also, we can talk about military. A lot of countries are now talking about their atomic arsenal, their nuclear bombs. All this weaponry, there is no way they can actually be actualized by any country for defense if there is no chemistry involved. All these fields are chemistry centric. Now, the next time you are taking a pill, any drug at all, know that a lot of chemists have actually worked on that drug before you are able to take it. So chemistry has done a lot for humanity, but that doesn't mean chemistry doesn't have adverse effects. There are also some adverse effects of chemistry, like the corrosion of iron. Iron is a chemical element, and chemists are involved in the production and refining of iron. But this iron, they come out shiny and lustrous when they are new, but at the end of the day, they become corroded and they cause pollution. Now, that will lead us to pollution. Chemistry will do a lot of manufacturing and production. So, and all these manufacturing companies produces waste, and these wastes sometimes are discharged in an inappropriate way, causing the environment to be polluted. That is another adverse effect of chemistry. So let me stop on that, since this is an introductory class. So in the next class, we are going to talk about some more interesting things about chemistry, and I will try as much as possible to explain in details why things are actually happening, so that whenever you see chemistry happening around you, you will actually understand what is happening. So that will be all for this video. See you in the next video. If you are a person that is interested in videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share this video to your learning group. See you in the next video.